to start baby's food journey. I am Mehwish and welcome back to my channel Nom Nom Mom. So let's not waste enough time and dive into today's topic, that is baby led weaning. First thing first, I'm not any medical professional, so whenever you are starting the food journey, you should go and consult your pediatrician. Also do your own research. I'm attaching a lot of links down below in the description box. You can go and read it. It's from WHO and NHS. You can just go and read through it before doing anything, before doing any experiment on the baby. What exactly is baby led weaning? Well, it is the introduction of food in a fun and interactive manner. It is, in a nutshell, we can say that ditching all the here comes the choo choo train and here comes the aeroplane, come on, open your mouth. It's basically, we don't have to distract the baby and give the control of what to eat and how to eat to the baby itself. Also helps in creating a very healthy bond of baby with the food. Why baby led weaning? Well, I'm going to show two clips and you decide that what exactly you want. This is Naz, my younger daughter. She's 1.5 years old and she eats on her own from the very beginning without any distraction. It's like her meal time is usually of around 10 to 15 minutes, just like a normal adult. And when she's done, she just asks for her water and then she just pass on her plate and says no. As she self-feed, there is no stress for her as well as for me, and that is really good. This is my daughter, elder daughter. She's 3.5 years old. She's self-fed from start, but then in between, due to a lot of reasons, she was distract fed, and the result you can see now, she just does not want to eat her food. She's watching TV and she'll keep that in, if I force her, she'll keep that in her mouth for several minutes, and this whole thing goes for an hour. Her meal time goes for an hour, and it's really stressful for both of us because it's like 3 meals a day and she is just like this. But we worked on her and now she's again back to self-feeding. I'll share what we did in another video. I hope the difference in the two video answers a question that why baby led weaning is good for babies as well as parents. When to start the food journey, it is usually like most of the health organizations like WHO or NHS, they recommend to start at around when the baby has completed 180 days or he is now 6 months old. It is usually related to that the gut is more developed during this period, and it would be very easy for baby then to digest food. So again, at 6 months, there is no magical switch like now baby is ready and we can offer food. We have to see some readiness signs that baby is ready. For example, for Naz, we started at around when she was 5.5 months old, as she was showing all the readiness signs. So let's dive into that. The first readiness sign is that baby is able to sit on its own for few seconds or with your help. You can check this by making the baby sit in a tripod position with the hands between the legs and helping the baby to balance. Just like this toy, just like this position. Don't worry if the baby is not able to sit like that. You can help him sit on your lap because some baby achieve this milestone a little late, which is totally normal. The second sign is that the baby has lost his or her tongue thrust. That is, if the baby is taking the food in and not pushing the food out, that means the baby is ready. You can test this by giving a spoon to the baby, and if baby is pushing that spoon out instead of taking it in, that means the tongue thrust has not yet lost, and you could wait a few more days and test that again, and then you can start solids. In this video, you can see that Minha is able to take the food inside and she's not pushing it out. That means she is ready for the solid food journey. The third sign is that baby is showing interest in food. Well, how can you check that? Well, make the baby sit with you on all the meals and see the baby's reaction. If the baby try to put the hands on your plate, try to grab the food, then yes, the baby is interested in food, and then you can start with the solid food journey. In this video, Naz was 5 months old and she is just observing me and she is not showing interest in food yet. So we waited until she shows interest and then we started her food journey. Always make sure that the child is seated upright, either on a high chair, booster chair, or on your lap. Lying down position or inclined position like this is not recommended as it increases the choking risk. At 6 months of age, baby needs only one meal. At 7 months, two meals. At 8 months, two meal plus one snack, and so on so forth till the baby has three meals and two snacks. That is adding one meal every month. Start with vegetable instead of fruits, because there are studies that say that if the baby takes sweet food as first, they develop a preference of sweet food and then start rejecting more complex tasting vegetables, savory food, and normal family foods. So you can start with steamed vegetables or hand mashed vegetables or khichdi and porridges or paratha and roti dipped in curry, dal or curd. While offering steamed vegetables, do make sure that the vegetable length is finger size so that the baby can hold it easily, and it should be mushy enough that it could be pressed between two fingers. Cucumber, in my opinion, should never be given raw because it's a very hard uh, vegetable and it can possess a choking hazard with babies. So it's better that you avoid that. It's just my opinion. If you can steam it well, then it's okay to offer. Steamed vegetable act as very good finger food, and you can also give like cutlets or omelette just like this. For fruits as finger food, make sure that if you are giving grape, it should be cut in half. If you are giving blueberry, it also should be cut in half so that it does not possess any choking hazard. For apple, I would say either give as grated, steamed, or you can peel it using a peeler because it gives very paper thin slices. And for watermelon, mango, papaya, you can see this in the picture itself that how to offer. And for orange, make sure to take out all the white fiber part from it and give the pulp itself. For porridges and khichdi or mashed dal chawal or mashed vegetable, the consistency of this kind of food should be, it should be thick enough that when you preload it in a spoon and shake it, it does not fall off easily. Just like in this video, I have given a pre-loaded loaded spoon of khichdi to Nas so that she can eat it herself. If you are not confident enough to give such kind of food to your baby, then it's totally normal. You can start with puree. Make sure it's not too runny because runny food have less nutrition. So you can start with puree, but make sure that you wean the baby off purees by 7 months and start with these kind of food, or else later it would be very difficult for baby to adapt with normal family food. Many baby at this age do not have teeth. It does not mean that they cannot eat solid food because the gums are very hard. You can check that by giving teether or any toy, or put your finger in their mouth, and when they bite you can see the bite marks on that toy, and you can very well feel the pressure on your finger. So babies can very well eat solid foods without teeth. While starting with solid, the biggest concern with parents is of gagging and choking, and most of the parent, they opt out of baby led weaning, or that is giving finger food to babies from the very start. First thing with baby led weaning is that as a parent you have to be very attentive when the baby is eating food. Choking is silent. That if the baby is choking, or if there is a blockage in his or her windpipe, then the baby would be very quiet and would start turning blue. So, to avoid this, as a parent, you should do research on the baby food sizes, like at what month, what size of food would be good for the baby, and about shape and texture of the food. Gagging, on the other hand, is quite noisy and normal. It can be very scary for parent to witness because it can be so dramatic, and but it's actually a very common occurrence and is a part of baby's learning process. Gagging helps babies begin to understand the size and shape that food must be so that they can safely swallow. In this video you can see that Minha is gagging. She pushes the food out and then start eating it. Never mix formula milk or breast milk into baby's food. Formula milk is not intended for these purposes. You can very well read the instruction at the back of the box. Similarly, breast milk is also not recommended to be mixed in baby's food. Now coming on to allergen foods. Allergen foods like eggs, meat, fish and nuts. So while offering such thing, make sure that you offer that in the first half of the day so that you can rule out allergy if any. New studies suggest that the allergen food should be given to babies before 8 months. While offering eggs, make sure that the egg is fully cooked. You can give the whole egg, you can, give scrambled egg or omelette, or just the boiled egg cut in thin slices. In this video, you can see Naz eating omelette. Regarding fishes, I don't have much ideas, but there are few fishes that one should not give to small babies, and you can do your own research on that because we do not eat fish that much. Initially, nuts could be given in powdered form. Make sure that you give individual nut powder and not mix everything up, all because to rule out any allergies. You can also offer nut butters like peanut butter, cashew butter, walnut butter made at home. Make sure to not give it in spoon because it is again a choking hazard, as if given in more quantity in spoon it goes and stick to throat and it's not good. So make sure to spread it either on chapati or chila and then offer. Gradually you can give nuts into quarter cuts. Planning of baby's nutritional intake carefully to ensure that they get enough of the necessary vitamins, mineral as well as protein, fats and carbohydrate is very important. These three micronutrients are very important for baby of this age. The risk of iron deficiency, that is anemia, is very high between 6 to 12 months as the baby runs out of iron from birth stores and need to fill the gap with breast milk, formula milk and additional complementary food. So make sure to include iron-rich food into your baby's diet. Few of the iron foods are meat, and for vegetarians there are dals, different kind of dal, different kind of beans like chana, rajma, dried fruits like raisins, prunes and apricots, leafy green vegetables like broccoli, and different kind of sags, millets, ragi, quinoa and nuts. Same goes for food rich in zinc and fat. At this age, baby's food needs good fat because it helps in development of brain. So, for example, ghee, unsalted butter, coconut, etc. are good options. Normal cooking oil, whichever the family uses, can also be used. Offer a variety of taste and texture so that baby gets used to it all. Make sure to transition a baby to normal family food by 7 months. Whatever you eat as a family, minus the salt and sugar. Why no salt? A baby's salt requirement per day is less than 1 gram per day, and this is mostly met by breast milk or formula. Any added salt will be a burden on the tiny kidneys, and the kidneys will not be able to function properly due to the excessive load. For no sugar, it's because excess of sugar may cause caries and tooth decay in children. And excess of sugar may depress immunity too. And also the risk of obesity in future. So it's best to avoid sugar till the age of 1 and could be given in minimum amount after that age. This applies to all form of sugar like honey, palm sugar, jaggery, palm jaggery, date syrups, etc. This is why one should avoid store-bought Cerelacs as it is loaded with a lot of sugar, which is not good for kids. Honey is not recommended under the age of 1 because it causes botulism in infants. Most of the honey brands have this warning on their box. Spices for babies. Though salt, sugar, and honey is not recommended to add it in baby's food, it need not be bland. You can make the food interesting by adding the same spices herb that you add to the food the rest of the family eats. Here is the list of few spices that you can give it from start. When baby starts rejecting food, many parents link it with no salt and no sugar rule. They think that the food does not have salt and sugar in it, that is why it's tasteless and baby does not like it, and that is why he's rejecting it. Well, that is not true because up till now baby had the taste of only breast milk or formula milk. So they don't know about the taste of salt and sugar. So linking it with the tastelessness of food is not correct. Now comes the main question, that is the quantity of food that should be given to baby of this age. Don't forget that your baby is a little human being and like all of us, she has her own appetite. This will influence to how much solid food she will be eating. Some babies will be eating more than the others due to their individual appetite. Babies who have just started solid food may eat less. They may take either one bite or two bites, which is perfectly normal. A baby who is ill or teething may eat less than what has been typical for a few days, and then suddenly the typical appetite comes roaring back. Similarly, if a baby who is eating soft diced food as beginner food may seem to eat less than the baby who is being spoon fed purees. This is why always let baby decide the food quantity. Your baby will never starve himself or herself. Resist the urge to offer just one more bite when baby indicates she or he is finished. So it is very important to pay close attention to your baby's cues as your baby's feeding pattern will change daily and may be affected by the goings on around him. Distraction feeding or force feeding will override your baby's developing ability to self-regulate his or her feeding. Do not forget that the main nutrition that babies get at this age till 1 year is from breast milk or formula milk. This is why one should not hurry in adding a lot of meals at 6 month itself. It should be gradual increase so that the breast milk or formula milk does not get omitted and they are left with less nutrition. Water. Well, if the baby is breastfed on demand, water can be skipped. However, a few sips can be offered for oral hygiene after the meal. Too much of water can displace breast milk or formula milk from the baby's diet, which is again not good. This is why rice water, dal water, or soup should not be given to babies this small. Always breastfeed or formula feed first and then offer solid after 30 to 45 minutes in case of breastfeeding and 1 to 1.5 hours in case of formula feeding. Work around the baby's schedule based on family meal time. You can offer solid any time of the day unless a certain food being introduced for the first time, which should be offered in the first half of the day to look out for allergies. So I would like to end this video here. I hope you get a basic oversight of what baby led weaning is and how to start solids for babies. Well, at last I would like to say let them make mess. That is how they are going to learn. Hope you like this video, and if you want me to make such more such videos, do comment below. Till then, bye bye, take care.